Join me as I dive deep into the mind of an ISTJ and try to figure out what really makes them tick. When we talk about personality types, one of the most fascinating and often misunderstood types is the ISTJ, or introverted, sensing, thinking, judging type. As part of the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, ISTJs make up around 11% of the population, but their unique blend of traits makes them a vital part of any community. So what exactly does it mean to be an ISTJ? At their core, ISTJs are practical, detail-oriented, and dedicated individuals who value structure and tradition. They're the behind-the-scenes workers who keep everything running smoothly, whether it's in their personal or professional lives. But ISTJs are more than just their strengths. They're also shaped by their weaknesses and the challenges they face in their relationships with others. By understanding what makes an ISTJ tick, we can appreciate their unique contributions and learn to work with them more effectively. It's time to dispel some common misconceptions about ISTJs. One of the biggest myths is that they're rigid and inflexible, unwilling to adapt to changing circumstances. But the truth is, ISTJs are simply highly attuned to the world around them, and they rely on their keen sense of observation to make informed decisions. Another misconception is that ISTJs are cold and unfeeling, lacking in emotional depth. In reality, ISTJs are deeply emotional, but they tend to internalize their feelings, often struggling to express them openly. ISTJs are also often seen as perfectionists, and while it's true that they strive for excellence, this trait can sometimes be misinterpreted as an obsession with detail. In reality, ISTJs are simply driven to do their best, and their attention to detail is a key part of their success. But what about their relationships? ISTJs are often accused of being aloof or distant, but the truth is, they're simply naturally reserved, preferring to observe and listen before contributing to a conversation. Despite their many strengths, ISTJs can struggle with interpersonal relationships, often feeling like they're on the outside looking in. This can lead to feelings of frustration and anxiety, especially in social situations. In reality, ISTJs are highly sensitive to the needs of others, even if they don't always show it. They're naturally protective of their loved ones, and they'll go to great lengths to ensure their safety and happiness. But ISTJs can also be fiercely independent, sometimes to the point of stubbornness. This can make it difficult for them to ask for help or admit when they're wrong, leading to tension in their relationships. So what drives an ISTJ? At their core, it's a desire to serve others and make a real difference in the world. They're the ultimate doers, always looking for ways to improve their communities and make a positive impact. ISTJs are also deeply practical, preferring to focus on the here and now, rather than getting caught up in abstract ideas or fantasies. This makes them highly effective problem solvers, always looking for ways to overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. But perhaps the most defining characteristic of ISTJs is their sense of duty. They're deeply committed to their responsibilities, whether personal or professional, and they'll stop at nothing to fulfill their obligations. This sense of duty can sometimes lead to burnout, as ISTJs take on too much and neglect their own needs. But it's also what drives them to achieve greatness, pushing them to work harder and strive for excellence. One of the most powerful things about ISTJs is their ability to adapt to any situation. Whether it's in the workforce or their personal lives, ISTJs are highly resourceful, always finding ways to overcome challenges and come out on top. ISTJs are also naturally curious, with a deep love of learning and a desire to improve their skills. This makes them highly valuable in the workplace, where they can apply their knowledge and expertise to drive success. But what about their weaknesses? ISTJs can sometimes be too quick to judge, relying on their intuition rather than taking the time to consider all the facts. This can lead to misunderstandings and conflict, especially in their relationships. ISTJs can also be prone to stress and anxiety, particularly when they feel overwhelmed or trapped in a situation. This can lead to feelings of burnout and exhaustion if they're not careful. As ISTJs navigate their own personal growth, they often come to a pivotal realization. Their strengths can also be their weaknesses. For example, their attention to detail can sometimes become an obsession, leading to analysis paralysis. Similarly, their sense of duty can sometimes become a burden, leading to feelings of resentment and frustration. By recognizing these patterns, ISTJs can begin to work on balance and self-awareness, leading to greater personal growth and insight. So, what can we learn from ISTJs? Perhaps the most important thing is the value of hard work and dedication. ISTJs are a testament to the power of rolling up your sleeves and getting the job done, no matter what it takes. We can also learn from their attention to detail and their commitment to excellence. In a world where mediocrity is often accepted, ISTJs are a beacon of hope, inspiring us to strive for greatness in all that we do. As we've explored the inner workings of the ISTJ mind, we've seen that these individuals are so much more than their surface-level traits. They're complex, multifaceted, and deeply human, with a unique set of strengths and weaknesses that make them who they are. So, what's the takeaway? ISTJs are a vital part of our communities, and by understanding what makes them tick, we can learn to appreciate their unique contributions and work with them more effectively. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the mind of an ISTJ. If you're an ISTJ, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about personality types, be sure to check out our next video, where we'll be exploring another fascinating type.